What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and in this video we're doing the live stream leftovers part 2, where we finish up the leftover requests from the live stream. There's about 17 coins in this. If you missed part 1, I posted it yesterday. All the coins that we're going to talk about here will be in a list in a pinned comment below. The pinned comment will say the list, and then there will be a list of coins with their appropriate timestamps next to them. If that sounds good to you, hit the like button, subscribe. Let's get into it. I actually just made this video, but my mic was muted, oddly enough. So making it again here, I already kind of know what I'm thinking on TIA, and that is not good things, you guys. I think TIA is unfortunately a dud. Right? We look at TIA here. The market cap levels have remained pretty solid, but the price levels have been decimated through the floor. If you look here, notice how you have a much lower price here in December versus your all-time high, which is back in February of 2024. This was December of 2024. You go to your market cap in that same time frame, you actually have a higher high here. So in other words, TIA, your high back here had a higher level of market cap valuation than your high back here did. To get back to the same market cap all-time high that you've ever seen, your same all-time high valuation, you'd have to see a price that's like right here. To get to your new all-time highs in price, you'd have to see a market cap valuation that's exceedingly higher than anything you've seen before. I do think TIA has a chance to recover. I don't think TIA will ever see new all-time highs. It's a good coin for anybody who's participating in the ecosystem. It's not a good coin for anybody who's just looking to simply invest in it, at least not in my opinion. I would stay away from it personally. With that being said, I think that by the end of the cycle, you perhaps could return to your current all-time high area. There are a lot of token unlocks that have been happening recently and will taper off at the end of October. So I think that tapering off of token unlocks will actually allow the price to grow more easily. But even from here, to get up to this level, that's something of like a 20x move. Let's see, from the current price up there. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. A 20x move would actually be up here at $31. And that's what I expect the average altcoin to do. Unfortunately, with your market cap valuation going up and the token unlocks that are happening, then a 20x for you by the time you get up there with all the token unlocks you have might actually be at lower levels. I'm just thinking you're going to have a hard enough time getting to new all-time highs, or if you do, maybe barely above all-time highs. So I don't see this thing getting to 40 bucks, 45 bucks, anything like that. Maybe above 20. But other than that, it really does not interest me. Maybe we should check into the ecosystem and why what this is all about. Seed round, let's see. A lot of those unlocks went to the seed round. Series A, B, Genesis drop, initial core contributors. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, TIA, not interesting to me. Moving on to Algorand. Algorand is one that's been around for a little while, right? We've been around for a couple cycles now. Algo, like I said, I just made a video on this, but it was muted, so I already know what I'm going to say. I'm expecting that Algorand by the end of the year will be at $1.93 to $1.35. And then by the end of October, you should be somewhere around 75 cents to $1, something like that. Going into the end of the cycle, we're looking for a target of anything from about $7.58 to $15, something like that, okay? Algorand looks good, right? Sold off a lot. You did see lower lows from bear cycle to bear cycle technically, but we'll give it to you, right? Because you're a brand new crypto and all that back here. Really, it's like a double bottom. Clearly, you've been in a cumulative phase here. You don't look anything like TIA did, for example. TIA, from like this same time frame here, it was just going straight down. You at least have some implied volatility to the upside there. I would think that you are going to break out of this channel. And again, going into the end of October, you should be seeing prices that are somewhere around your golden ratio at 82 cents to $1. If not higher. If not higher. That's Algorand. Moving on from there, SPX 6900. SPX, if you do SPS 6 USD, you actually get the all-time history on the trading view charts. It had a massive pump last week. And with its massive market cap for a meme coin, $1.4 billion, I don't see you having a tremendous amount of growth to be had. Like, I don't think you're going to see a 100x or anything like that by the end of the cycle. But I wouldn't be surprised if you did see something that was pretty spectacular. You know, you might see anything from a 20x to a 40x, maybe a 60x at the most, but that'd be the most. 20x could be all the way up at $34. 40x would put you all the way up at about $62, $64. And a 60x at the absolute most would put you at about $100, but you'd probably be just shy. I don't think SPX hits $100. but it could get close. It could get very close. At this point in time, I'm actually kind of surprised at the reaction that you had here. I thought this thing was done. I thought that was a double top and you were done, but very massive week. This, just being honest, looking at it, you found support right here at prior support. You found support right here at prior resistance, right? If we draw a horizontal line there, you can see it's literally perfect right here. Resistance, support, support, resistance. It's a very key area, and I think this is going to launch you to new all-time highs, undoubtedly. High to low here. Yeah, next target area is $3 to $5.90. You should be there, and I would genuinely think that you're probably at about $5.90 by the end of October. That'd be my guess for SPX. Okay, moving on. SHX, Stacks, Stronghold, not Stacks. Is that STX? Yeah, STX. Stronghold, SHX, we like Stronghold. Yeah, Stronghold's been doing well, very well. It's like the exact opposite of TIA. You're in this clear upward sloping consolidation phase, right? This little wedge here. I think you're going to break out to the upside. Looking at this like this on the monthly time frame, pretty bullish. I don't like the bearish divergence that you've had, but you've kind of already made the move down, so it's kind of irrelevant. Weekly time frame, very bullish weekly indicators here. Daily RSI is a little bit bearish, so are the stochastics and the MACD. We might be at a point to turn around. I think the whole market is. Let's just look at you for what your market cap value is. 94 million, very low market cap. SHX. Let's put you back on a weekly time frame. I hope this isn't a bearish 3 drives. I don't think it is, but let's just see. No, I don't think so. No, it's not. Okay, thankfully no. Just hold up in this pattern, okay? Don't break out to the downside. You want to break out to the upside. If you break out to the downside, especially while everything else is moving up, that might be a bit concerning. I would think you do move higher. I don't know if this is going to respect this high, but let's just see. Maybe. You kind of look like there's some respect here and there. Your next target then would be about 10 cents, psychological resistance. So 1.6 cents now, maybe 10 cents by the end of October, if not just below there. That would put you at about a 6x. I could see it happening, especially if by the end of October you're breaking out of this wedge overall to the upside. If you break out, you'll get some added momentum for sure. If not October, then maybe sometime in November. Certainly by the end of the year, I think you'll be at 10 cents or more. As far as end of cycle stuff goes, I don't know. You have a lot of potential, man. But will it be achieved? That's pretty low volume, 24 hours. Pretty low volume, honestly. But you're being boring, so we'll give it to you. I don't know. Hopefully when you're exciting, you get a little bit more volume than that. And worthless coin. Worthless. Can I do it on WeX? Let's do it. Let's do it on Dex Screener. Worthless. Snorter token is a scam. I hope we all know that, right? Very low market cap. Which one are you talking about, though? Is it this one or is it... I feel like it's this one, right? It would be the older one, not the newer one. I don't know. Or should I go with the one that has more volume? Whoa. I don't like that. Dex Screener, man, I'm telling you, it's glitchy on me. Worthless. I don't know which one to do. So I am going to stick with the one that's older. Normally I'd go with the one that has more volume and the higher market cap, but I'm going to go let's do a quick one on both, okay? Let's just see. All right, this one, honestly, looks like it wants to move up. Pumped and then dumped. Devs rugged. Now you have a flat top, ascending lows. You look like you're going to pump. 4 cents, maybe you run back to your all-time highs, but I'd probably get out at 15 cents, 20 cents, 23 cents. Call that a day right there. Could you go higher than that? Sure, you absolutely could, but as far as I'm concerned, I don't know. This might be if it's a newer coin, it might just be a spin-off trying to make money from the other coin itself, worthless. Let's see. Not worthless with 3 S's, worthless with 2 S's. This one, though, which has a longer standing history, and might be the one that you're talking about. This one looks worse. This one actually looks much worse. Yeah, I don't like it. I mean, it does look worthless. But with that being said, you have broken out. Maybe at this point that's your low, and you're going to start to recover. Sometimes that's what happens. I don't like it. This seems bad to me. That seems bad to me there. Your floor gave out. And you gave out here. I would think that you're going to go down to about 0.032 or lower. As far as highs go, maybe you return to highs. I don't know, but I don't like it. Moving on from there, I mean, you're on an exchange, right? And this is the one that's on the exchange. This is the one. So maybe at some point you'll come out, but I think the exchange listing is why you're dumping. So with that being said, maybe you do come back at some point, but I still don't like it. AIOZ is the next one. AIOZ network. Man, we had a lot of hopes for AIOZ back here. I thought we were doing well. Looking at this here, I think AIOZ is going to do really well. High to low or low to high. Not the fake out high. Yeah, you're fine structurally speaking. Bouncing off the 382, I don't mind that. Low here to a high there. Right off the 1414 golden ratio. Could go lower. Huh. There's so much conflicting things going on here, man. So many conflicting things. So you've got lower lows and lower highs in your weekly RSI, and your stochastics are bearish, but they've crossed up. And this is the area where you'd want them to cross up, where you might start to come up. The MACD is bearish overall, but you just had a false cross red, and now you're green. You might be touching tips, in which that's really good. Your RSI makes me bearish. These other two indicators make me somewhat bullish. I guess your RSI overall is actually bullish, to be completely fair. And you're in this kind of like slanted eye pattern, right? Anyways, I do think AIOZ moves higher. I think you are going to break out of this. I don't think you're going to go lower. I mean, you could go lower, but I doubt that you do. You're still up a good bit from your April lows. Let's call for higher prices, okay? High to low here. The expectation then would be, yeah, I like that structure right there. Expectation would be that by the end of October, you're at about 86 cents to $1.05. Going into the end of the year, reaching for 230 to 464. End of the cycle, we're looking probably at about an $8 to $10 price. AIOZ. NMR is the next one. Numerai, that's right. Numerai, I've heard of this one. I can't remember if I liked it or not. I don't think it can decide if it likes itself or not. Very interesting chart, I will say. What is NMR? What kind of market cap do they got? Very low market cap. Interesting chart, that's for sure. It's been around since 2017, which is crazy because I'd never heard about it until this cycle. And like I know all the coins. I swear I know all of the coins. And this one's just been around. There's things I like and there's things that I don't like. Can I say that? But I think it's going to make a comeback. Let's call for prices that are at $35 or more by the end of October, maybe $55 to $71 by the end of October. Perhaps new all-time highs altogether. I don't think that a coin like this gets a move like this if it was irrelevant in this range overall. You had a correction. You did. Little ABC correction here. Maybe part of a larger ABC overall. Maybe. And now you're ready to move up. I would think that you are ready to move up, and in which case I would say yeah, $33 to $40, something there at a minimum. 53 to 70 at a maximum by the end of October. 53 to 70 at a minimum by the end of the year. 206 at a maximum by the end of the year. Going into the end of the cycle, maybe 542, 306, something like that. Could you go higher? Market cap allows for it, sure. You can see 100x. 100x would put you all the way up here at about $1,700, $1,600. You could go to the 2272. Sometimes cryptos do go to their 2272, and that is $3,500. That'd be the expectation there, is that you go probably just above it, 3,500. That'd put you at a 231x. I don't know if you see this. I don't know anything about this project to really deduce if it's worth that much, if it'll see that much, but you have been around for multiple cycles. Sometimes crazy things happen. They've been building, clearly. They've remained relevant. They've done something that most cryptos can't do, which is see higher lows, bear market after bear market. Just haven't seen higher highs yet. Let's keep our feet on the ground and keep a 542 end of cycle price target in mind. But I do think that you'll be at least at new all-time highs, if not worth multiple hundreds of dollars. Yeah, new all-time highs by the end of the year. And we'll see where you go from there. I like it. I like this phase right here. I like this move up. I like this consolidation. I think you are about to move higher. Okay. Probably out of all the charts that we've looked at so far, it's probably the one that's interested me the most. I like SHX too, though. I do like SHX. Purple Pepe. Purple Pepe on Dex Screener, should have guessed. Snorter token, guys. It is a scam. So is Bitcoin Hyper, just so you're aware. They're like the most common ones that are up here. Any coin on the Dex screen ads, they're all scams. Okay, all of them. Well, Purple Pepe, probably not worth investing in. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Why? I can hear you asking. Because it's got a $13 million market cap and the daily volume's less than 100K. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Like, your daily volume should be several hundreds of thousands of dollars, I think. Yeah, I don't know. It's been around for a while. You know, the thing is, you've been around for a long enough time, Purple Pepe. You could see a pump come out of nowhere, and you probably do at some point. If I'm being honest, looking at this chart, guys, it looks like, I can't believe I'm going to say this, it kind of reminds me of Dogecoin. It kind of reminds me of Dogecoin. Yeah, I guess we'll be bullish on it. It genuinely reminds me, just massive pump, long, boring. And then you're probably going to pump again. The low volume isn't ideal, but at the same time, if you're being boring, you're going to have low volume. The thought here would be one of three outcomes, okay? One, you see a slightly lower high from this overall, and then you go to the depths, which would put you at about a 2.5x from here. Option 2, you get above this high, but you find resistance somewhere else. Option 3, you just literally launch this thing all the way up to new all-time highs, which would be nuts. Let's see. But yeah, you could do it. $19 million market cap. I mean, you could see it. You could definitely see it. I'm getting a phone call. Darn it. I'm not going to answer. I got things I got to do. Anyways, I would buy it here. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I'd buy it here, wait for it to pump, and then just sell it wherever. I am going to answer this. Hold on, guys. Oh, it just went away. Oh well, never mind. I'm expecting an important call. Oh well, not a big deal. Ondo's the next one. I just don't want to restart this video or put you guys on pause. It's not professional. I'm a professional, okay? Purple Pepe, though, yeah, I bet. Does it see new all-time highs? I don't know. But I'm not going to lie. This reminds me of Dogecoin. It genuinely reminds me of Dogecoin. In which case, crazy things, guys. Crazy things. I would roll the dice. I don't normally say that. I'm just saying I would roll the dice. I don't know. Ondo. Ondo, yes, this is one that we think is going to see new all-time highs as well, but will likely disappoint a lot of people holding it. I think the best case scenario for Ondo is a 20x by the end of the cycle. Maybe like a 25x at the most. You're in a bullish phase consolidation. I, without a doubt, believe you're going to move up to new all-time highs. End of October, yeah. I think end of October you'll be at new all-time highs. You should be, if not at least around your all-time highs. But I think you'll be up at $3 or more. Yeah, you're consolidating here. I expect you're going to have a wicked reaction, man. You're going to move up like you did here. Absolutely, yeah. Ondo's going to let loose the goose here pretty soon, you guys. Weekly indicators look great. MACD's about to cross up. Stochastics are bullish. So is the RSI. Zero doubt in my mind you're going to see new all-time highs by the end of October. If not by the end of October, then very early November. That's a 3x, 4.7x from here. You'll probably see higher prices than that going into the end of the year. As far as all-time highs go, I don't know. It could be a 10x, could be a 20x, somewhere in between there most likely. 25x at the most. Ondo. Why does Ondo only get a 25x at the most, but others can see 100x? It has a high market cap. It's its first bull market. Cryptos with their first bull markets, no matter how bullish they are, they don't see $100 billion or more. They don't even really get to $80 billion or more. It's hard enough to get above 40. And you're already at 3. AVAX, Avalanche. This one has been around for a full bull and a full bear. From your last cycle highs to your bear market lows. You hit your golden ratio, found support at the 236, rejected the 0.5, back down here, finding support at the resistance areas. I would think you move up to about $80 to $106, something like that. That would be my guess. Yeah, just looking at it here, that might be your end of October target area. I think probably closer to 80, but 80 to 100 by the end of October. That's what you're going to see. The reason why all these cryptos are getting very bullish to the end of October is I think we're about to see an alt season kick off this week and next week. In which case we're going to move at paces like this, right? Like phenomenal paces, like stuff like this. New all-time highs by the end of the year, absolutely. If not, at least something around your all-time highs. I would expect Avalanche closes out the cycle with new all-time highs. $852, $1,000 being the psychological top. I believe Avalanche sees 852 by the end of the cycle. Drift is another one. Why can't I spell? Drift Protocol. Why do I feel like I've heard of this one? I feel like I have. 3.32 million. 332 million, sorry. Low enough market cap, decent volume. High to low. I like the way that you're consolidating. I think you look great. Yeah, you look like you want to move up higher. 90 cents now. $2.10 by the end of October, if not $4.60 by the end of October, or somewhere in between, or higher. I think you're on your way to new all-time highs. Expect to find resistance at $9.28. That's right around $10. Psychological resistance. You could find some resistance there. Continue to move up. I would think by the end of this cycle, Drift sees a target of about $35 or more. As far as how high can it go, I mean, dude, you could be worth over $100, $190. It's very possible. Any of those outcomes are possible. But I would think at least something that's at $35 or more by the end of the cycle. Drift. Home is the next one. We haven't talked about Home in a while. Home, is it Home H? Home D. That's right. So Home, this is one that we called, we were calling the lows basically, talking about this. I haven't actually really made too many videos since the lows. Maybe we talked about it at the highs. I think we did call for a pullback or something. Maybe we talked about it here. I can't remember. I don't know if I called for the pullback to be this far, but from its lows of 1.8 cents, sitting at 3.2 cents now, that's not bad. Hitting the 0.5 for support, having a very massive reaction this week so far. It is Monday. You're up 10.4%. That's nice. Yeah, that's a great reaction. Home, I very much believe, is going to see new all-time highs. Now, I think you took a hit probably because Hype also took a hit. Home, I think, does rely on Hyperliquid doing well, or at least on it not doing bad, okay? If you take a high here to a low here, the expectation, for me at least, would be that we do see this thing go up to 5.7 cents to 6.8 cents, potentially by the end of October. Okay, yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Yeah, you got that in the bag. You'll be at new all-time highs by the end of October. You might even be higher, man. We might see a price of like 11 cents or 10 cents. Maybe more than that. Home's going to start to come alive. I bet Home gets put on the map here. We'll see. It really does depend on Hyperliquid. If Hyperliquid starts to crap out, then that could be problematic, but I don't think it will. All in all, I think Home has a very... What's the word I'm looking for? It has a very good chance of seeing some immense growth. We're at a $90 million market cap now. You could absolutely see this thing 100x. That puts you at $9 billion. Not saying that it will, but if Hype is at 16.5, and by the end of the cycle, Hype could see a 60, 30, 50 something billion dollar market cap, I think Home could see a $9 billion market cap, if not half of that. So something 50x, 100x, maybe not even that high, maybe higher. 20x is the expected kind of minimum for the average coin in this market. It's about a 70-cent price. I don't know if we see it get all the way up to 100x. I think it has the potential. That put it at like 340, 327. Maybe we see something right in the half, which would be at about like $1.60, something like that. I don't know. Time will tell. The chart's just too new to really gauge off of that, but I think it does have a lot of potential. I think Home has a lot of potential, you guys. It really does. It could even multi-100x, to be completely fair, but it depends on Hyperliquid. It depends on what Hype does, if it falls or if it can compete with Aster and other DEX exchanges too. Hyperliquid was the first though, so it's gonna have an advantage there. Biddy is the next one. Biddy, the Bitcoin mascot. Biddy the oh my goodness, Biddy. Wow. Some massive pumps. July 21st of this year. Man, from the low to the high. This thing's done a 600, almost a 600 and that is about a 600x actually, right on the dot. Crazy. Imagine, why wasn't I buying this? Come on, man. Bull market over. Retired. 200x from the lows there. Let's pretend you did it wrong and you bought the high. You're still sitting at a 35x. Had an 87x overall. Even at the high. Crazy, bro. Crazy. Yeah, this thing's too new. It's too new, really. Oh, wow. Low market cap, though. Interesting. Interesting. Might be worth checking out. Might be a good meme coin play. That's a lot of growth. I don't know. I would assume because you're listed on KSEX, you probably pumped from the exchange buying you. So let's just see. No, this was after. Huh. Might be a good meme play, man. I mean, it's the Bitcoin mascot. It's Biddy. That's classic. $6.9 million market cap, too. That's a pretty low market cap. I don't know. You've been chilling long enough, too. I mean, not really. Like, you're... you did a 600x from August 12th to August 22nd. In 10 days, you did a 600x. Probably more than that. Let's just see. Nope, right on the money. It's been like a month and a half. I don't know, man. You put money in this, what it's going to do is this. But if you don't invest in it, it's going to do that. There you go. That's your TA. I would feel with that kind of low market cap, I would feel lucky with my money, putting it in here. It could do well, man. It really could. Maybe worth looking into. I don't know. I'm not going to lie. I kind of want to put a star next to this one. I just have a good feeling about it. I hate meme coins, man, because of this. Because you get a good feeling, and then what's that good feeling get you? Let's see. Spell is the next one. If you're like, that wasn't TA, what do you want me to do? it's going to do another 600x. It could. I mean, it could. You're at a $7 million market cap. 100x would put you at 700 million. 1000x is 7 billion, and Shiba Inu saw a $50 billion market cap last cycle. So, I mean, what? You want me to tell you have a 1000x potential? You do. You also have negative 100x potential. I don't know. I don't have any answers for you. It looks good. It's interesting enough. I'm not going to lie. It could just as well sell through the floor, though. I don't know. I don't know enough about it. Watch this be one of the biggest memes since SPS 6900. Since Dogecoin itself. Spell. We like Spell token, don't we? Hasn't Spell been struggling, if I'm not mistaken? Let me just see. 77 million with that's decent volume. Spell, yeah, you've been struggling, haven't we all? Haven't we all? Oh, it's just such a sad look here on this chart, though. Massive zone of what we can only hope is accumulation. Okay. Not getting any readings because you're just moving sideways, so you're not going to get any benefits there, any help there. I haven't been keeping up with Spell. Spell token, right? Spell token. I'm an island boy. Island boy. Let's see. Is this the spell? No. Is this it? What is this? Mim spell? Might be. People. Maybe this one. I don't know. Looks like they're up to date, though. If this is spell, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe this is just a different... Is it Mim? Is that the token? It's Mim. It's something different. Okay, no, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking at. I thought... See, it says spell, though. Mim spell. I don't know. And I don't know enough about spell, really, to understand. I would assume this is it, though, right? Spell token. You got the wizard. Anyways, as far as technical analysis goes, we're limited. That's why I was looking for some fundamental stuff. You are consolidating. You're at the base of the range. One can only hope that you move to the top side. From here, that's about a little bit more than a 4x or around a 4x, maybe just under a 4x actually. Nope, it's a little bit more. A little bit more, depending on where you stop. I don't know. It's possible. And then could it see new all-time highs? Absolutely it could if you break out to the upside here. And then in which case you do have a lot of potential. $77 million market cap. If you did 100x, you're at a $7.7 billion market cap, which is not easy to achieve, but it is doable. It is achievable. You could see new all-time highs, but I just don't feel I don't feel comfortable calling for that one way or another. If you break out of this to the upside, you're probably going to do a 100x overall. If not, you're dead. So that's my thoughts there. Anyways. Mana is the next one. We've got Mana, Pump, and then TRX. Mana on Coinbase. Let's actually put it on Kraken. Has more all-time history. Oh, we've got the all-time history chart. There we go. Mana, man. What a disappointment it's been. I love Mana. I love the idea of the metaverse. I think it has a place, especially in crypto. The chart itself was a lot more bullish back here, right? It was a lot more bullish back here. It was even bullish right here, but it started to slip out. We started to slip out of this uptrend. We still have an uptrend, clearly. Higher lows and higher lows here, higher highs there. It's just elongated. I'm assuming we have an accumulative phase here. I'm assuming that's what this is. We're at 34.5 cents now. Mana, they're still developing. I would imagine they're still developing. Let's see. No, it would be Decentraland. 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 There we go. Yeah, I mean, they're updating things all the time. They're still building. Absolutely, they are. They're still relevant. I have hopes for Mana. I have hopes that it can see new all-time highs. I really do. The average expectation is something around this. That puts you at about $6.90, $7 itself. That's the average expectation for the average altcoin. If you do what I think you can do, and even dare I say what you deserve to do, I think you have 100x potential or more. You can see a $50 price, maybe a $15 price at a minimum by the end of the cycle. That would be my guess. I genuinely can't. I don't see a scenario where Mana's not at $15 or more, but you probably don't break above $50 this cycle. Probably don't. When you break out of this, when this consolidation phase comes to an end, you're going to likely rally to $2.83 to $4 like that. And if I'm right, you should be there by the end of the year. If not, maybe by the end of October. But at this point, it's kind of a guessing game. I think Mana's here to stay. I don't think that it's going to go down, so I think it's a great time to buy right now. That's just my thoughts. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Mana. Will it go up from here? Will it go down from here? I don't know. It's just going to consolidate until it's ready to break out. And I think when it breaks out, you're going to break above this zone. And in which case, if you break above this zone, you're going to one of three locations. Your golden ratio, your 786, or your 886. Which means that you're going either to $1.60, $2.83, or $4 from this 34-cent price. Which means that when you break out, and I would assume by the end of October you do this, you're going to see a 4x or more x, okay, from Mana. Pump, and then TRX, and then we're done. Pump with a massive comeback. Of course, it sold off immediately, came back. That's to be expected. Look at that massive W. Nice W here. What's Pump's market cap? 2.2 billion. My only thought here is, you know, because this coin, it's associated with Pump.fun itself. I know that the coin's been around since July of 2025, but this project has been going strong for multiple years, basically this whole bull market. In a sense, it's tried and tested. Even in the doldrums of this bull market, even in the most boring times, meme coins are still bullish. There's still profit to be had there. And Pump.fun, they made a good name for themselves, that's for sure. I don't say this, and I don't think I've ever said this, but out of any coin that we've done analysis on at all this bull market, this is the only one that I would think could see a $100 billion market cap in its first bull cycle or more. You could see 50x with this. It'd be difficult. It'd be legendary. There's only two cryptos that have ever done it, Ethereum and XRP, but it's possible. I don't know if you do. The statistical probability of it's very unlikely. But regardless of the all-time highs, let's just talk about what we're going to do in October. You're probably going to see new all-time highs, 1 cent to 1.3 cents. The highest I'd give you is probably 2.4 cents by the end of October. Going into the end of the cycle, again, I don't know what we're in for. At a minimum, I would expect Pump.fun, the Pump token is worth about, let's say, 7 cents at a minimum. 6 cents. What is this? A 10x move. Be 6.3 cents. To a 50x move. I doubt we get too much above a $100 billion market cap, which would put you all the way up at about 31 cents, 32 cents. As far as TA goes, we can't really do too much TA in determining that. We're just going off a market cap valuation for the guess. There's no real lines to guide us. But I do think that you're going to move up higher to new all-time highs by the end of October and going into the end of the year as well. You should see something on the lines of I would think 3 to 5x by the end of this year. That's my guess for Pump. What else do we got? TRX, that's the last one. Tron. Well, you can see where I think Tron's going. Weekly time frame here. Tron's kind of on an unstoppable path higher. Okay? It's just outperforming the dollar immensely. slow but steady growth. I would assume as you get closer to this high here, you're going to start to pick up the pace. I think that once you get above this, that's whenever the pace will really start to pick up. If we're looking at this from a high to a low, 41 cents being at the 886, I would think once you get above that, that's when the pace will really pick up. You'll move to 56 cents to 73 cents, no problem. I very much believe that Tron has a lot of potential this cycle, especially for a top 20 coin. TRX here. Number 9, a top 10 coin. My bad. Forgive me, Justin Sun. $32 billion. We could see I think we could see a 20x or more by the end of the cycle, absolutely. That'd put it well over $500 billion. Much past that, I don't know. But a 20x from here, just to put it in perspective. I mean, that'd take you all the way to like 550 to 825, somewhere in this area. Yeah. At a bare minimum, Justin Sun, you're going to see a $3.70 price by the end of this cycle. Tron, one of the safest bets in the market, absolutely. Absolutely. I got nothing else, guys. That's it. That's the last coin. As far as which one captivated me the most, the one that I would be most interested to put money in, I'm going to sound like a degen here, but I'm not afraid of that. Just don't judge me, okay? There's two of them. I have to admit, Purple Pepe and Biddy, both. If I had $1,000, I'd probably just split 500 and put it into both of them. But I don't have $1,000. I only have cryptos. It's all fully allocated, so I'm not going to be buying either of them. But you know, Biddy, Purple Pepe, NMR seems interesting. AIOZ looks good. SHX, if I had to put my money in any of these projects and it wasn't a meme coin, SHX would be it. That one definitely interests me the most out of all of them. But I have to admit, Biddy and Purple Pepe, they got me. So I like the charts. I'm just being honest. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. All right. Bye-bye.